Alex McKelley's show. Alex is a 3D artist animator who specializes in modeling, sculpting, texture painting, motion capture, yes, I'm reading, lighting, rendering, and post-process. McKelley creates digital humans and places them in hyper-realistic situations, environments. Each piece alludes to the fact that you are seeing a mere snippet of a full story. She characterizes real people just living their day-to-day lives in highly detailed environments, whether those environments be a Brooklyn coffee shop, yay for Brooklyn, I'm from Brooklyn, a spaceship leaving the Earth, I've had dreams about that, or an alternate dimension under the sea. Each piece tells a story. So that is my introduction to the illustrious Alex McKelley. Alex, I would like you to take her away and just give us some background about yourself. How did you get to where you are now?
Well, yeah, I started doing art when I was younger. I drew from about ages 11 to 18, but then I went to college. I did a lot of theater. I sort of moved away from art until a few years ago. I discovered 3D modeling and started just doing a bunch of tutorials and became sort of obsessed, and that's, I guess, where I'm at now. It's just all I do with my free time.
Wow, wow, wow. Have you lived in the LA area all your life, or for most part?
No, I'm from Ohio, and I moved to New York when I was 18, and then I moved to LA last summer.
Okay, wow, okay, cool. Now, Alex, we're gonna start from this wall. Let me go over one. It seems to be at the beginning of this wall. And just, you know, like you said, we have about a little over 20 pieces to cover. So if you can sort of talk a little bit about each piece, and then I'll give folks a chance to ask questions or make comments about your pieces, right? And those people who have questions can unmute themselves so they can be heard by Alex. All right, so Alex, tell us about Future Cinema, and what's the story about that one?
Well, this one is, I was sort of doing just my own story about this young cyborg woman. So I created different shots of her that we'll see later in her bedroom, and this is her working at a movie theater, doing her day job.
Well, this piece was based around a story of a young cyborg woman, and this is her at her day job at a movie theater.
Okay. So this is very detailed. So how do you produce these works? I mean, is it basically the media like Illustrator or from photos? I mean, how do you get so much information in one image? Yeah.
They're all 3D models. So I start by just 3D modeling the whole scene and getting everything, all of the different like shapes and assets and props in place, and then I paint them on a tablet in a texture painting program.
Wow.
So I just paint all of the materials on.
Wow, that must take a long time to get so perfect in here, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, that probably takes the longest.
Wow, wow. So say this image here, how long does it take you to finish it? I mean, I know you get these, artists usually get that question all the time. Oh, how long did it take you to do this piece? So we're gonna ask that boring question to you here. I mean, just this image, which is so much information, how long did it take you to really finish it? In general, not to the minute, but in general.
I think this one took me about 2 weeks. It usually takes me about 2 to 2.5 weeks to do each one.
Wow, wow, wow. That's awesome, awesome, awesome. And so what I'm going to do is go on to, unless does anybody else have a question about this particular piece, humans, where did they go? And I think the choice of words that you have or title for this movie is very funny. Great. It's, you know.
Oh, thank you.
Rise of the E-Girls. I love it. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go on to the next, which is ACAB isn't political. Now, for those of us who do not know what those initials stand for, can you tell us?
That stands for All Cops Are Bastards, which is, might be a little controversial, but it's part of, I very much support dismantling and abolishing our police. And I don't feel like that is even inherently political. I feel like it's just, I just feel there's nothing that can sway me in believing that's not necessary.
Okay, okay, got it, got it. Now, all of these, I love how you even have the connecting bars that would light these up to make it very realistic. I mean, little details like that is just wonderful. So
thank you.
For sure, I think what makes your work so wonderful is the fact that you pay attention to these details that some people may take for granted and not even think about it, but you do. So,
thank you.
Thank you for that. All cops are bastards. Okay, so now I know what a cop means. Okay, great. Okay, and we're gonna keep going to lapis lazuli. Yeah, I remember learning what that meant in undergrad, in college, that beautiful blue. Please tell us, tell us about this one.
This is inspired by, actually, I draw a lot of inspiration from anime and cartoons. I love cartoons. And this was inspired by a character on the Cartoon Network show Steven Universe.
Mm-hmm.
I just love watching visually stunning stories, and I find a lot of that when I watch cartoons and animations.
Okay, so it says here, a mystical girl flies somewhere high over Earth with her wings made from water. Wow. Wow. So you're inspired by the anime characters, which this particular one you've created yourself, right?
This character, I did not. This is inspired by a real character.
Ah, okay, okay. Now again, our attendees, you can, ask questions as we go along. Just unmute yourself and, interrupt us as we go along, and I'll be happy to go.
Alex?
Yes.
Alex, I have a question. Are you using like a ray trace program or a CAD program?
I'm using Octane, which is ray trace.
Ray trace. Thank you very much. It's lovely work.
Oh, thank you.
I've struggled with ray trace for years. You're a success. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for that question, John. Thank you. Okay, my bedroom. Okay. Now, is this really your bedroom?
It's inspired by my bedroom, not my current bedroom, but my bedroom from when I was living in Brooklyn a few years ago.
Okay.
I just had this, I lived in this apartment that was really far away. It was like by Coney Island, but I had this beautiful bedroom.
Wow.
But it was just my favorite bedroom.
Okay. Yeah. You've got these pictures of, it looks like black and white photographs of probably movie stars and singers. Like, who's the middle one here? You've got three. Who's the one in the middle? Is that Frank Sinatra or somebody?
That's David Bowie.
Ah, okay. I think I'm trying to get in all the attendees because I think there's some waiting. Okay, yes. Okay, got him. Okay, so this is again, now you have a poster with words. There is a girl I have been, what does it say? Can you read that for us?
There's a girl I am Jen and a girl I am. I'm just trying to find where the lines intersect. It was based on, I'd initially done a lot of writing before I'd gotten into 3D art. And it was just based on an old poem of mine that I just wanted to throw in there because that was kind of how I felt when I was making this piece.
Cool, cool. Very good. And how about you've got these, are those little lime green packs of something? What are they, like on your windowsill, on your bed? What is that?
They're cigarette boxes.
Oh, they are cigarette. I thought they were, but I said, I don't know. I mean, is that green? Okay, great. Okay. And then you've got books on here. What are the titles? It says this one here at the very beginning. I can't.
It's a Joan Didion's White album.
Ah, okay. Got it. Okay. Anybody have any questions about this one? Okay. I think this is one of my favorites because it's so cool. This one here with her boobs. Me and my dog. So talk about this one.
This one, this is supposed to be me and then my dog. I sculpted my dog Casper, and it's inspired by a song where part of the lyrics are, "I wish I was on a spaceship, just me and my dog in an impossible view." Mm-hmm. And I was just thinking about that line a lot, and I thought that I love my dog more than anything, so I thought that it would be nice to put me and him on the spaceship together.
Nice. Now, I'm not sure why these three blue lines just appeared. It's almost as if it's a drawing tool, which I did not use. Let's see if it'll disappear if I move. Yeah, it's let's see if no, they're just there. I don't know how to erase them. Do you know how to erase these blue lines that just showed up?
I'm not sure.
I'd hate for them to disturb the imagery of your artwork. I know what I'll do. Maybe if I stop sharing and then share again, maybe that'll do it. So let me try that. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, yeah, it disappeared. So that worked. Okay, great.
Great.
Yeah. All right. Oh, I just want to say with this one back here, you have all of this, again, the information that you put into the construction of your pieces are just mind-boggling. I mean, it's just so cool. You've got instrumentation, you've got all kinds of buttons and lights, you've got, it looks like where the dog is standing up on blueprints for something.
Oh, thank you.
You've got his water bowl and his food bowl. You know, it's just great. It's just so enjoyable and entertaining to just look and explore what you have envisioned in these pieces. It's just
thank you.
Wow. Anybody else want to talk about this before we move on to the next one, me and my dog?
That one's my favorite too.
Ah, wow. When I saw, I'm like, what? That's great. And you're looking at
Thank
Earth.
you.
I like the fact that you have Earth and the horizon back there, you know, in the background.
Thank you.
And the circular window reminds me of something that you may find in a submarine, maybe, or something that's actually under the water.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Okay, so we have Moon Girl. Tell us about this moon girl. Look at the moon in the background. That's like a really interesting description of the moon. It's got, instead of craters, it's got like lumps coming out. It's like, it's great.
Thank you. I think that I was just, again, feeling inspired by cartoons and trying to find a way to sort of blend 3D with that cartoon style.
Okay. Now, the expression on Moon Girl's face is very interesting. She almost looks, pensive is a good word, but also like she's in deep thought. But whatever she's thinking about, you know, it's real serious. Does the look on her face reflect how you felt when you were creating this piece?
I think so, yeah. And I wanted to sort of imagine her as like a ship captain on a spaceship,
Mm-hmm.
and she's waiting and she's very serious.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nice. Well, again, I just wanted to comment that your ability to convey expression and the feeling, like you're right. I like the title of your show, Digital Humans, because humans do feel, you know, and the expressions that you portray on these pieces, on the characters, if you will, on your pieces is you know, I can feel it. It's like I can read it. It says something to me. I don't know what the other attendees on the call. I mean, you guys chime in. Do you get anything from these characters, or is it, you know, is it just fun? I mean,
well, I can certainly see confidence here.
okay, that's right. That's right.
Thank you.
Cool. Now this one is very whimsical. Tell us about this one, Cyborgs. They're just like us. Now tell us, you know, for those who don't know what a cyborg is, what is a cyborg? I mean, we know what Borg means from the Borg in Star Trek, but what is cyborg?
A cyborg would just be like a humanoid robot. Like there's something about her that's very human, but she's also would internally be a robot. She's part of she's my cyborg character who is also working at the movie theater, and this is her on her time off, just kind of hanging out in her bedroom.
Okay. Do you ever think of giving them names? It's like, I didn't realize it was the one behind the window at the movie theater at the ticket stand. I didn't realize that was her. So
yeah. I do. I have a really hard time with names. I always have a very hard time with like names and titles of my pieces.
Okay. Well, you know, good old Google, you can always, you know, like you may start out with something that you want, you know, her name to begin with the letter B, you know, or C or D,
yeah,
you know, and then just go down the list and see one that grabs you and then say, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Because you are in fact giving birth to these these cyborg 3D anime characters. So you're their mother, so they need a name.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
So
That's
think
true.
of it that way, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Does anybody have any suggestions, you know, for this cyborg's name, just for fun, guys? You know, let's help Alex with. She doesn't have to accept the name, but she could think about it, right?
Yeah.
I'll go first, okay? Okay, the first name that comes to mind, which is to me is a stupid name, Sally. Yeah, that's stupid. But it's this. So we don't want it to be Sally. So let's go with another one. Anybody else have a suggestion to help Alex with names for this particular young cyborg?
Cindy.
Cindy. Okay. Okay. Do I get any other suggestions? who gave that? Was that Cheryl?
Yes.
Oh, it's great. Thank you.
Cindy Cyborg. Cindy Cyborg.
I love it.
I love it.
You see, all you have to do is ask. Does anybody else have an idea that's even better than Cindy? I personally, I think Cindy works with this. I don't know.
Yeah, I like that.
Cindy the Cyborg, beautiful. Okay. I don't hear anybody else chiming in on that one, so we'll move along. Okay, here we go. A place forever. This place forever. You have two young women enjoy a cigarette together on a city fire escape. All right. So look at that tattoo on her leg. Wow. Okay.
I was just kind of since I moved to LA last year, but I lived in New York from the time I was 18 up until last year, and I'm 25 now. Most of my friends are on the East Coast.
Okay.
So I was just feeling really nostalgic to my earlier 20s when I got to see all my friends all the time, and I kind of wanted to create something that felt like that. That felt like just like hanging out with your best friend and being like 22 and just, yeah.
Wow. Nice. So do all of your friends have, at least that were in New York, did they all have tattoos? Just curious.
I think most of them do. A lot of them do.
Okay. That's one thing I never did was a tattoo. I was scared. The closest I came to that maybe was a henna, you know, and not even on my skin, on my hair. That was about it. And I love the fact that you have these Christmas lights going around the bars on the thing. I think that is just beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
It does give you a sense of time and space and being there, and you can sort of lose yourself in the moment with them, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah, it looks like this could be anybody, anywhere.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
two girls,
Thank
any place, anytime, just talking about nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
And we won't ask about their names. Oh boy, I still love Cindy Cyborg. I love that one. Okay. Wow. Coffee with my demons. Uh-oh. We got so I see you've got one of the posters on the right has like an open mouth that looks like fangs. Is that like a werewolf? Is that like a werewolf?
It says eat the rich. I was thinking of like smaller coffee shops in like Brooklyn and around my neighborhood where they have a lot of the like political and a lot of the like come to this protest signs and things like that on the wall. So I was trying to emulate that. And then I've got little tiny demons kind of around me while I write in my journal.
Ah, okay. Oh, I see one of them now sitting in front of your cup.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. And then one is on your shoulder to the right and one on your shoulder to the left. Right?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, you got to really look. Very, very nice. I think one of the things that I do with my artwork is I'll take detailed shots of the same piece and make a video about it, because when you go to a gallery, people who are interested in a piece, they'll look at it, they'll really get up close and look at different parts of
Yeah.
the art. So I would say there's so much great information here that really evokes conversation. I would, and I think you've done that with a couple of your pieces. You've taken like close-up shots, not
Yeah.
the same thing, but you know, almost the same. And so we can get a closer look. And I think just the part with her demons on either side of her and in front of her would be awesome to
Yeah.
see up close. But that may mean you needed to create more detail, but I don't know. You see, I don't know the program that you have.
Yeah.
If the detail is already there and you just need to zoom into it, I don't know. But just
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah, I've been meaning to do that with this piece especially. I can just take a camera in and take a close up of her, because there is detail on all the demons, but yeah, it gets very lost in the distance.
Right. And so I think, you know, don't lose all the work that you put in because it's so tiny, right? And you people may not, you know, may not take the time to really look at it. So when you do that, you could, you know, make it easy for them to see. And even the fact that she has glasses on, it looks like, you know, like, wow,
Yeah.
you know, things like that. I enjoy discovering these things, but I think it would even be more cool to discover them and then have somebody push it in my face again.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Anybody else have a comment for Coffee with My Demons? Okay, here is Other Dimension. Very nice, very nice. And I'm seeing your calendar has all these anime like pictures or portraits of little characters on the calendar, which is so cool. And I see that
Oh, thank you.
you love lights, right? Like Christmas shimmering
Yeah.
lights, you know? And
I do.
that's great. That's great. It's good that you have something of a stable aesthetic, so we'll know, oh, that's a McKelley, you know? Right. So talk a little
Yeah.
bit about this one, Other Dimension. What makes this an other dimension?
This one, I was just thinking that this would be sort of this girl who is playing her Nintendo Switch,
Mhm.
and everything is almost like our world, but it's a little bit different. Like out her windows, I wanted to make it look like she's underwater, and things are just a little bit different. Like it's not quite our world.
Okay, so this is, it says she lives under the water, but it doesn't mean the water is inside this room. It's just on the outside. Is that true?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. What in the world? That was me. I've got to find my phone now and make sure that doesn't happen again. Here it is. I'm going to turn my phone off just to make sure that doesn't happen again. Okay, sorry about that, guys. All right. So, okay. Anybody have any questions about this one or comments about Other Dimension? working from home, and you have hackers on on the wall. Is that part of her work? Or is that just tongue in cheek?
Yeah, well, I also, I have this is supposed to be representative of my desk space. I have a hackers poster hanging right by my desk. I wanted to create what I look like when I make my art.
Ah, okay. Okay. So has the pandemic, social distancing and working from home, has that affected you much or not at all?
Not a whole lot. I was mostly working from home before, but I still, with the companies that I work for, would occasionally have like meetings, but now it's changed in that there are no face-to-face meetings or anything anymore.
Okay. So at least you don't have to drive in the LA, the highways and stuff like that, right? Not right now.
Yeah, well, I don't have a driver's license.
What? Oh, the typical Brooklyn girl, right? Oh my goodness. My daughters, well, one of them just got her license, but because most people in the city, they just use the public transportation, so why not?
Yeah, that's how it was for so long.
Okay. Now, I have to ask this. Many of the pieces are almost dimly lit. Is that because of the mood that you want to convey, or is it something of another type of choice that you're making? Is it technical or just for the drama?
I think it's just some of the colors sometimes they get a little dimmer when they get put online.
Okay.
Things can shift like that. So I think it's just on some places they look brighter, and some places you move them and they look a little dimmer. Things get a little shifted.
I see. Okay. Because I would have loved to see the rest of this piece, towards the bottom and like the chair.
Yeah.
It looks like the chair is really cool looking, Anybody else have any comments or questions that they have for Alex? Alex, I have another question for you. Being that we're looking at this piece that says working from home, what do you think, from your vantage point, what do you think is the role of the artist in society today? I know you have your own ideas and viewpoints about politics or non-politics, but what do you think the artist's role is in society nowadays?
I think it depends. I think that everyone has different strengths. Like I think some people really find their voice doing like heavily political art that really makes a statement, whereas other people kind of like go more into escapism art. So I think that I think it's all equally important. I think that if you're just like staying true to what you want to say and saying it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And I'm going to probably keep that question for the other artists that are on this call too. What do you feel your role is in this society now? Okay, fairies are real. Yay, fairies. So this one is very phantasmagorical. Phantasmagorical, that's how you say it. Look at her pouch. Wow. So Alice, tell us now, is she in water too? All the water drops and things like that, is she supposed to be in the water too?
Yeah, she's sort of in this like water planet. I love fairies. I've loved fairies since I was a kid. I have 2 different fairy tattoos. Okay. I feel drawn to fairies, and I just wanted to make what I imagine come to life a little.
Okay. Now, I love the title. You have here, Fairies Are Real. Now, that's a very definite statement. Very definite, right? So,
Yeah.
have you seen a fairy? Have you had dreams about a fairy? Or you want them to be real?
Well, when I was little, I have a sister who's 2 years older than me, and we, for years as kids, would have very similar reoccurring dreams about these fairies that we would go to, and it's just something that's sort of, I think, stuck with both of us, and we've talked about it before, just these dreams about this fairyland that felt like a nice escape as a kid. So yeah, I think it's just something that's always stuck with me.
Oh, wow. Well, it's something good to have stick with you, I think, if you have those, you know, because real, you know, what's real is what's real for you. It may not be real.
Yeah.
It may not be real in the 3-dimension world of matter and space, but at least even in your imagination, first of all, you imagine something and then it does become real. So even if you, this image of a fairy, so this fairy is an image of a fairy and she is real, right?
Yeah.
So in a way, you've made her real, right? So, so that's that. Right? So all of us have an image now. You've shared the image of this fairy, and this fairy is real. There you go. I'm advocating for fairies. Alex's fairies.
Yeah.
Anybody else wanna chime in on that one or not? Anybody else have a childhood image that you've carried with you through adulthood that for you was real as far as a part of your growing up, right? Nobody wants to admit it. Okay, we are going to go to somewhere up there. Nice, nice. Now, what is that on the cloud behind her? What is that?
It's a stack of books.
Aha, okay. Okay, great. And next to her is her book bag, her knapsack?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think I was just feeling I was watching a lot of anime,
Okay.
feeling very inspired. And I just like trying to incorporate that style in the 3D space because I don't think it's something that you see a lot.
Right, right. I know I don't. And there you are with your sparkles again. They're not Christmas lights, but they're sparkle lights, right?
Yeah.
All right. A mystical young woman reads a book high up in the clouds in this dreamy world. All right. Okay, guys, all attendees, you know, we've got 8 people on the call, and you all be very quiet. So, all right. Look at this one, got a light. And she's got green hair. And a tattoo, her tattoo, and a tattoo on her hand as well. Now, what is that triangle? It looks like a face in the triangle. Is that true? Like 2 eyes in the middle?
It's just like a little sort of sci-fi shape.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to make something kind of fun, just kind of a cyber young woman smoking a cigarette outside her window.
With fishnet stockings on, no less, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool, very cool. I can see her the curtains, the mesh from the curtains, very real, very real.
Thank you.
On her arm, is that a name tattooed on her arm? Her forearm?
It's a knife.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell. Okay, okay,
To get closer. Oops. Yeah. There we go. How's that?
okay.
A little closer. There's a knife. Oh, okay. A knife. So you've got the blade part and also the handle part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
She is tough. Wow.
Very good. Very good. And she's got like 2 dots under her eye for the makeup. Very good.
Mm.
Thank you.
Okay, now we've got Gamer Girl.
This is I wanted to do a close-up of the girl in her bedroom playing Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
And I wanted to do it, so I put Animal Crossing on the Nintendo Switch, so you can see, if you were to get really close, you can see in her eye reflection Animal Crossing.
Okay, that's as close as we can get. Nice. I like that you put so much detail even into her lip liner for her makeup.
Oh, thank you.
Great, great. Let's back out. Now, who is this on her t-shirt? Who is that? Is there anybody we should know about, or? It looks-
It was just an anime graphic.
okay, and then the symbols underneath, is that Japanese?
Yeah, I just have a collection of different anime graphics
Okay,
for
okay,
various, yeah.
great. Okay. Very nice. She looks very intent, like most people when they're doing the gaming, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this one I find very, very interesting, the Mage. Please talk about the Mage, even any historical background you can give us on the idea of the Mage.
This I was just thinking more of, she's like a young mystical woman who has a journey, as if she were like a video game character, who has this magic journey that she has to go off on. So she's just now starting on her journey.
Okay, okay. So she's looking forward and upward, onward and upward.
Yeah.
Very nice. Now this forest doesn't look that scary, but it also, you know, it doesn't look well, like you said, it's the beginning of her journey. So we can imagine all kinds of the things that she'll run into. And we're happy that she has this staff with what looks like magical light at the top of it, right?
Yeah.
So so as you put these images out there, I think you've successfully given us enough image for thought, right? Like we could make up the rest of the story if we wanted to, you know.
Oh, thank you.
You know, so it's good when a part of this show, I've asked you to give us just a sentence about the work. You see how it's helped us to understand what are we looking at. We don't need a lot of information, just a little bit. And you go into museums and the actual galleries, some of them will or may not have a little write-up about each. But I remember selling artwork just because the collector understood that tiny bit much more about the piece.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so, you know, like they say, a picture's worth 1,000 words and the art should speak for itself. Yes, that's true, but a little help doesn't hurt either.
Yeah.
Help doesn't hurt either, because you're communicating something, and I think in these pieces you've communicated your world, your phantasmagorical world, and it's interesting. It's interesting, and we can relate to it through the words that you give us, you know. So
thank you.
And I'm looking. Let's see if I could get closer to see her necklace. Okay, now does the necklace represent anything or not really?
The necklace, yeah, I made a sort of cracked crystal on the necklace.
Mm-hmm.
Just to symbolize, yeah, she's just to sort of be another detail.
Okay, but it's in keeping with the color of the light, because you have lavender here, right?
Yeah,
Lavender
yeah.
and purples, and this is lavender and purple. So just thinking about the artistry of it and the color coordination and the balance of different hues and colors, right? I think again, you know, your illustrative abilities are very, very on point.
Oh, thank you so much.
So I'm sure you get a lot of work, Alex. You know, a lot of work. Okay, Kiki's delivery service. All right. Wow, look at that. That somehow the rooftops. What is that town? Is that town like Ireland or the Shire or you know?
Yeah, I was looking at, when I made that, I was looking at photos of like smaller European villages and stuff. I was drawing some inspiration from an anime about a young witch, and I just thought it would be interesting to create a young witch in 3D and have her fly over this village.
Ah, okay. Over a suburb on a broomstick, accompanied by her portable radio and her cat. Now,
yeah, the cat's getting a little lost in the dark.
Is the cat in her pocketbook?
He's sitting up here, but he's a little bit dark in there.
Right here on the top of the pocket?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I see the reflections of light, but I can't make out that it is a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a black cat. Okay. Cool. All right. And we can see the houses a little better now too. Yeah. All right, guys. Anybody want to talk about any of what we're looking at here? Or ask questions to Alex about it? Okay. And now we have Cyborg Selfie. Uh-oh. Let's go back. Sometimes that Cyborg Selfie. We're gonna have to touch it from this way, hopefully.
Alex, I like the mystery in your lighting, even with the darkness of the cat and so forth.
Thank you.
I mean, you do a superb job with lighting and the multi-directional lighting, particularly in that Moon Girl.
Thank you so much.
There we go. Wow. Yeah.
You know, it's every bit as complex as set design.
Mm.
Oh, thank you.
That's a good point. That's a good point, John, because it is a set that you've created, right? Wow.
Yeah, I've studied a lot of different like cinematography, filmmaking, lighting techniques for it, because it all functions pretty much the same, where you've got the same camera settings, you put the light.
So
and I can see where you've used depth of focus in some of these.
Thank you.
Let's see if we could get a little closer. Even her the reflection of her eyeglasses. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is another shot of the cyborg in her room, just hanging out, taking a selfie in her mirror.
Okay. Now I notice when we get up closer, it almost looks like she's we're looking at her through like a pixelated glass. Is that is that deliberate, or is that a part of just, you know, wanted to make her look like we're looking at her through a glass window?
That's it's deliberate. She's taking a photo in a mirror. So this is the shot from of her reflection in the mirror, taking the photo of herself.
Okay, got it. Got it. Thank you. Thank you. See, we notice these things, right?
Thank you.
Great. Okay, so it's a taking a picture. So she is actually behind that mirror and taking a picture of herself in the mirror. Got it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a true selfie. Wow, wow. Now this is a this is almost like the photo that we saw earlier, but we saw it with just the top of her head and the top of her knee, right?
Yeah, I wanted to show, give more information and show her full body. Yeah.
Yeah, this is great. You see how that works? Just detail photos and then the whole thing is great.
Yeah.
Smoke break. And this one is in the name of the moon.
This one was heavily inspired by Sailor Moon. There have been a lot of big things going around of sort of recreating or reimagining different Sailor Moon characters in your own style, and I wanted to play around with, because I see a lot of illustrators and 2D artists recreate these characters, but I hadn't really seen her in 3D, so I wanted to create my own sort of version of a Sailor Moon character.
Okay, okay, nice. And again, I love the lighting effects that you have on the image. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is a close-up of what we had seen earlier, right?
Yeah, this is the girl reading on the clouds.
Right, and this is the stack of books and her knapsack. Right, right, great. Yeah, it's good to see it close up. Very nice. And this one is me and you.
I wanted to create something inspired for Pride. I wanted to show like a young queer couple just sitting in a coffee shop, just being happy and no cares.
Cool, cool, cool. And look at the boots on this one. Wow.
Thank you.
And then you got your books and you got your fishnets, like, and you have your sparkle lights in the background. See, we know.
Yeah.
So we've identified your aesthetic for sure. Books, fishnet. Oh, this one doesn't have tattoo though. Usually there's a
yeah.
and the lights, right? And the plants.
Yeah.
Right. Fishnets.
Yeah, totally.
The fashion, definitely fashion, right? Face painting, right? It's cool.
Yeah, oh, I love painting makeup on characters.
We see. Now, anybody who's on this call, they'll know when they see one of your pieces, they'll know, that's the Alex McKelley. All right. Okay, so now we're back to, is this Cindy?
Yeah, this is her, a close-up of her working, eating candy and working at the movie theater.
Okay.
just kind of looking off, bored.
Right. Is she eating a Twix or Twizzler? Twizzler.
Yeah, Twizzler.
Very good. And this one's called Cyborg Day Job. Okay. Visibly bored. Yep. She does look bored. She's like, I really don't want to be here. I could be doing other things.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to the beginning. This was the beginning, and that's her right there, right?
Yeah.
So see, we have her name now, Cindy.
Yeah, I love it.
Very good, very good. So this is, I believe, we've gone through the entire show, right? Now,
Yeah.
Alex, I'd like to ask you one other interview question, and that is, what is the best piece of advice you've been given? That you
The best piece of advice. A few years ago, for a couple of years, I nannied for this woman who is a pretty successful artist, and she always lived by the rule that she was never making her work to prove anything to anyone. She was always just making exactly what she needed to make, and she didn't care if people didn't think she had skills because of it. She just made exactly what she wanted to make and was very confident in it. And that's something that I've tried to carry with me with my work, just trying to drown out the other noise and do what I want to do.
Wow. Thank you. Is there anything else you'd like to share about this show, about your dreams? Do you have any dream projects that you want to do, or what's in the future for you, Alex?
Oh, I'm not sure. I just want to keep making work and exploring and growing with it. This was so much fun. This was really great. This is the first time I feel like I've gotten to sit and talk about each of my pieces.
Good. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing your art, for being a part of this event, right? Taking the time out of your schedule. Now, the people who have remained on the call, thank you. Do you have anything you'd like to share with Alex before we end the call? Any words of wisdom that you would like to impart, or anything that you feel like is a best piece of advice you'd like to share?
I can just say, keep exploring the new media. And I'm waiting for the movie, Alex.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Excellent. Me too. I would love to see you do a storybook even with this.
Yeah.
I think that being something that will help children to participate in the story, with their parents, just give them enough in the book where now, Mom, what do you think? Or, you know what I mean? Something that will make it interactive, right? I think this would be a great, because it's fun, it's whimsical, it's very colorful, and it begs of the imagination, right? It asks, and children have an imagination, right? So I think a book that will kind of help them voice their imaginations, would be very helpful. And I think it's something that you will get a lot of I think business. I'm an artist, but I'm also a business person. I want to help artists to grow their creative business, And I think for you, the fact that you know stories are important, but not just your own story, the person who's looking at your work, that they also create a story. I think you could take that into any homeschooling or you know what I mean? Library.
Yeah.
You know, where they have reading time for the kids, you know, just
Yeah.
interactive. I love this. I love this. So
Oh,
excellent.
thank you.
Good luck to you, and I really enjoyed having you, Alex. So here we go, Alex McKelley.
From her mom, thank you.
so much.
Thank you for doing that. Thank you
Oh,
for doing this for
Jeanette, that's Alex's mom. Jeanette, thank you for being here. Thank you.
No, I'm telling you, Alex does everything with 100% passion, and she is as sincere as she comes across. She's very sincere and empathetic to everyone. So I'm really
Thank
proud
you,
of all.
Mom.
I'm proud of all she's done, and she is very talented. Not just coming from me because I am her mom, but I'm very proud of what Alex has done.
Wow. I
Thank
think that,
you.
wow, that's so good of you to be here and to support your daughter. And I think many parents, sometimes they're not able, or they're not interested, or they just don't know how to support, but you do. And so all of us here want to acknowledge that and say thank you, right? And Alex, you're very lucky.
Well, thank you.
To have a mom like her.
Well, she's great. I miss her, and she's everything to me.
Well, I'm
And
glad.
she's a good inspiration for her sisters too. She has a little sister and an older sister, and she's a good role model.
Excellent. You hear that, right? You hear that. Very good.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Right. Thank you. Yay.
Thank you, Alex. That was exciting.
Good night, everyone. Good night.
Good night. Thank you, Carolyn.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Cheryl. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.